Hey, Reg, how's it going?
Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up,
Hello.
man?
Hello.
What's up? What's up, everyone? Hey, Benny.
I,
How's it going?
I'm great. So I warned everybody. My voice is shot, of course, on the podcast.
Oh, not you.
So I know, right? Luckily, the shows are 2 weeks from now. So,
Good,
and
good, good.
everybody's heard me talk way too much on these things. So
All
Nick and
right.
Ricky are
And that
here.
was actually our hope, Benny, is that if we hit any dry spots, we'd be like, hey, Benny, just talk. And we'd
He's
be
still
set
gonna
for like
talk.
20
It's
minutes to
gonna
an
be
hour.
okay.
Yeah.
You can't stop me, but I'm going to sound like garbage. But whatever. It's fine. Roger, thank you so much for doing this. I
Yeah,
appreciate
no
Yeah.
worries. Hanging out. All good. Just got done with the fest for a few days, so I was totally in music mode, and so I'm all about it.
it.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you,
How was Fest this year?
I didn't have to play, and it wasn't my
Right.
birthday, and it's usually on Halloween. It's my birthday, so I was just hanging out, and it was great. I saw a bunch
Your
of bands,
birthday
and
is Halloween.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
Oh,
That's
All right.
cool.
It's my
dude,
wife's
It's
birthday as well.
yeah. There you
Scorpio.
go. It's a good birthday.
my son's. That,
All the
which
cool
is,
kids.
yeah, I was saying, seems like it.
Hey, there you are. What's up, man? I didn't see you in the little squares. How's it going?
Hey,
Nice to see you, man.
we have a lot
hell
of
yeah.
You guys
stories.
got your guitars on the walls. You're like professional musicians now,
Yeah.
it took one album. You just put it up there for the podcast. Just wanted to
Yeah.
have it in the background.
Normally it's whatever my kids are throwing at me.
Did you wear pants for this one, Jess?
I did.
Okay.
Jerk. Did you, Eric?
No.
Is there anyone here not wearing pants?
huh?
Just kidding. I am wearing pants today.
I said that Benny was going to be wearing his Cooley Rank Skull shorts, but who knows?
Always. I
Yeah,
win.
I figured.
This could be the worst idea. Yet the fact that see appeal. Self-destruction has its attraction. And I know that's why I'm here. And I know she's not the one I want. I'm just settling for what I'm settling for what I'm got. When I wake up in the morning, I'll hate myself. I'm trying so hard to keep this up, but I know she won't be here when I wake up. No matter how hard I wish, nothing ever seems to change. She's right here, but you're 1,000 miles away. Yeah, you're 1,000 miles away. Leaving me was probably the best decision that you ever made, and all I did was drag you down. You're better without me around. And lie and say I'm just fine, I'm on my own. She's not the one I want. I'm just settling for what I'm settling for what I've got. When I wake up in the morning, I'll hate myself. I'm trying so hard to keep this up, but I know she won't be here when I wake up. No matter how hard I wish, nothing ever seems to change. She's right here, and you're 1,000 miles away. When you're 1,000 miles away. I'm trying so hard to keep this up, but I know she won't be here when I wake up. No matter how hard I wish, nothing ever seems to change. She's right here. You're 1,000 miles away. Yeah, you're 1,000 miles away.
You're listening to Ska Talk with SKAgazine. My name is Jess. I'm here with my co-host Eric and other Eric, who we now call Bo. Say hello, guys.
Hey, guys.
And tonight we have quite a few really special guests. We started out with wanting to have on Benny to talk about Disco Lunch and anybody who wanted to join him from the band. Ricky and Nick have decided to join, and with that, we have Roger Lima joining, who produced the album Disco Lunch. So pretty excited to have all of them here, ready for this new release of an album next Friday.
Hell
Do you want to talk about the album a little bit? Introduce yourselves and say what you do in the band.
Benny, you want to go first? Since you're the old hand.
Yeah, I'll do it. Sorry, everybody. Disclaimer, my voice is shot, so I apologize. So I'll let my bandmates do a lot more talking. I am Benny, and of course, I'm the lead singer with a horrible voice. And that's what I do in The Boy Detective. Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Nick. I play guitar. Benny and I started the band technically 9 years ago, which is what I was talking to a little bit in the intro before we started, but I'll get into that. But I'm Nick and I play guitar in The Boy Detective.
And I am Ricky and I play bass.
I'm Roger and I play the tambourine on the record.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
So,
I got to make this record with these guys, and it was a pleasure having them in the studio. It was like it's a pretty unique recording, I would say, from a lot of bands that I've worked with for sure. Mainly that nobody was there when we recorded the drums except for me and the drummer, and then nobody was there when we recorded the bass except for me and Ricky. That was very unique for me.
We were actually kind of curious about that. It seemed like it was kind of a lot of it was individuals and you put it together. So that is not typical for you.
Not usually. Usually, I would say, the like main songwriter, at least, or somebody would be there when the drums were going down, unless, it's rare that the drummer writes all the songs and the lyrics, you know what I mean? So I don't know, there's usually somebody there to kind of make sure the tempos are right and make sure like, oh, I like that drum fill better than that one, and like little details with drummers and stuff. But in this case, it was like they just like handed us complete trust. They were like, Zach, we know you're not going to screw this up, like here you go, like, and it felt good,
Yeah, I remember telling him, I said, hey, if Roger suggests even like structural changes, just do it. We can work around it. Like, this is what he's here for, to help us with like arrangements and like all of that. So I said, and it turns out that we kind of had really good skeletons for all the songs, or bones. So a lot of it was very similar to kind of what we had going in. So Zach killed it. Roger killed it. It was awesome.
Yeah, the other thing that was hilarious about the beginnings of making this record with these guys, aside from the fact that Benny hit me up for like months and months and months before we finally found a time slot that was going to work for the thing, is that they originally had sent me some live demos of all the songs. It was them like just jamming them out. I don't know if it was at a show or if it was in a practice space or something, Nick, but it was
yeah, we have a recording set up in the practice space.
Yeah. And the songs, I mean, I was getting a sense of the band. I was getting the live energy out of it, but they was like blistering fast. I was like, you guys were like slamming coffee before you recorded this or something. So I kind of thought that was the original like intent of things. And I was like, man, we should really slow it down. And then Nick was finally like, I think it was the day before Zach showed up. Nick was like, oh wait, I didn't send you the demos with the other tempos and the more logical things. So that was fun.
I remember talking to you about that. You were like, I really feel like it loses a lot of energy. And I'm like, no, that's the original tempo. Like, it just has too much.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But we actually compromised on a lot of that kind of stuff. And I think we just you just do what you do. You get in there and you listen to the thing 100 times and you kind of like figure out what feels right as far as the tempo and the arrangement stuff, and you just get that ground floor and that foundation like figured out, very early on. You make a lot of big decisions.
So was that your introduction to the Boy Detective? I mean, Benny is very good at we'll say being persistent with people until all of a sudden he's on tours. Is that was that your first introduction? Was a year of
to some degree. I had seen some videos and some stuff on like Instagram and stuff of their shows, and I was aware of the band, from like being like hearing about Suicide Machines and kind of just knowing about Detroit a bit and what's going on. And like I'd heard of them, but I didn't really like dive into records. So I kind of like didn't really. I just listened to a few of the like bigger play songs from before just diving into the new material, because like that's I'm all about like, what are we doing right now? Like what's going forward? That's cool, but I might learn a little bit from it. But let's like put our energy into what we're doing right now.
So saying that, have you gone back and listened to their back catalog since then?
No. Actually, no, that's not true. I've listened to some more of it. That's true. I did listen to some more of it. Yeah, I think we beat it.
How would you tell the listeners and their fans like they should expect this album to be different from their past work?
It's like here's what it is. It's like a lot of these songs, these guys have already been playing a whole bunch. and you can kind of like tell that immediately. So it has to have like this live energy. It has to be a little bit more chaotic than something that's kind of I don't want to say like overthought, but it has to have a little bit of chaos to it. And especially like since they've already been playing it, they're already kind of naturally doing that. So it already kind of has that built-in energy. It's like for me, like being in a band flashes back to recording like Pescore, because a lot of the songs that were on our first full album were songs that were on 7 inches before. We had been playing them on tour, forever before. So like getting to record them as a record, it was kind of like, oh, we're gonna do this again. It kind of felt like that for these guys. A lot of these songs they had already done before. So I don't know, yeah. So it kind of felt like that. Like kind of felt like it had that live energy that we sort of had to capture. And the band sort of has that like like that crazy factor going on, I think, as a listener. Like you don't really know what's coming from what I see of the shows and from the music too. Like it kind of takes unexpected turns sometimes. And I love that.
Now, Roger, wanted to sort of backtrack just a little bit. You're talking a lot about like trying to capture the band's energy and to give our listeners a little bit of understanding. So you were the producer for The Boy Detective on Disco Lunch. What is it that a producer does, actually?
So the idea is that they have this music stuff that's floating around in the air, and we're gonna like get it onto like it's like this is a good one. Like this is a good version of them playing that song as a band. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but producing that is like, they're not just getting in the room and playing it. By all means, we're like taking it track by track and building that thing and adding some, studio magic, some extra layers and stuff that, that they don't have a tambourine player live, but there's tambourine and there's little moments of keyboard and different things that can kind of just build the overall listening experience. So it's something that you want to like listen to on repeat. You want, oh, that's cool. I didn't pick up on that little guitar thing that's in the second verse that time. That's cool. Like stuff like that, like little ear candy things and kind of just building it up, starting at that foundation and just building it up until like a big monster, making it as good as it can be. My term is squeezing. I'm always squeezing it out of there.
Was production something that you've been heavily involved in during your time with Less Than Jake?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's sort of it was like in the first records, I was kind of like the studio nerd that was paying a lot of attention to the producers that we hired and taking notes and all that stuff. And was really fortunate to work with some pretty gnarly producers. Howard Benson, Rob Cavallo, Green Day's producer. And we got to do a record with him. And I kind of like learned a lot of the techniques and the way that they approached not only the song arranging and like the bending and folding of the song, but the actual recording process, the engineering side of like, oh, well, they use these microphones and this arrangement on these kinds of amps and they use it this way and they put it through this compressor and all the technical like engineering stuff, like got a really kind of a grasp on like what that needs to be at a pro level. So yeah, I think I just kind of absorbed all that. And then after a few records there, after we had done, geez, man, we made a whole bunch of records. We went back to Howard Benson to do End of the Out Crowd. We made another record in Chicago, GNVFLA, and that record, the product of that record was super similar to what the demos that I had recorded were, because I was already kind of taking on that role. And after that, I recorded everything that Less Than Jake did for like over 10 years. And it was only last year that I was finally like, hey, can we go somewhere else so I don't have to push all the buttons? And we went to the blasting room and we made our latest EP, Uncharted. But up to there, like, I had done a whole bunch of stuff. I did like all the Fat Records era stuff for the band and all that.
Awesome. So do you do the production on Uncharted?
Yeah. Oh no, I was just a musician. I did the demos for it, and they do this thing over there at the blasting room. It's kind of called overlay. So you bring in your demos, and then they kind of like we just kind of replace the sounds with much better recording. So like the arrangement was pretty much the same, and the tempos and all that's kind of the same, but much better recording. And then I'm focused on being a performer at that point. I'm not worried about like which knobs are getting turned on the bass amp somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to play my best and sing my best. And I think that's a pretty good like compromise for like being the sort of like in between producer guy right now. I think that's working for us right now. But we are planning to go to studio next month, and we're not going to the blasting room. I'm doing it next month with and Matt Yonker, our drummer, is also a very formidable engineer and has a great musical mind too. So between the two of us, like it's not a biggie. You know what I mean?
I'm
So-
lucky enough to live in Detroit. So
Oh, right
I've
on.
seen The Boy Detective more than twice in my life, and I can say they are a group of brilliant musicians. For what they can do and perform on stage is amazing. Was there just through the creative processes, was there any friendly disagreements during production between uh, you, Roger, and the band members about which way songs were going to go, or was everything
You want me to answer
Gee, I
that
don't-
one?
they just
I don't
listened?
know. There was something, right? I
No.
tend to block these things out because we
Yeah.
eventually get through it. Talk
Yeah,
to me,
no,
Nick.
yeah. There was never any like it never like came to blows or anything, but there were some like, hey, those aren't the lyrics. And Roger turns to me and goes, "Hey, are you the lead singer?" And I'm like, "Damn it." But no, so there was some just like lyrical questions, but no, there was a couple of things that got changed in the process, just like to flow a little better. And it's what Roger sees that we didn't. And the way that like the lyrics, like I was a thing in Shoe Police, I think the last track on the album, where he was like, oh, the second line doesn't have the right cadence to it. And we kind of worked on that for a little while and I think it came out way better, because we all like kind of worked on it, but he points those things out that we don't see, which is another big part of what makes him a good producer.
Yeah, I
We're
don't
too
even
close.
know where
We're
that
too close to it.
Yeah, I don't even know where that kind of stuff comes from. It's just like as the song is going
Yeah.
and like I'm hearing the flow of it, and then
Mhm.
there's like a little stumble, and I'm like, oh, why did that stumble me? Why did I like lose? Why did I focus on that? And it's because something is sticking out or something's
Yeah.
not lining up right. Just to my ear, it's such a
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
job because it is sort of opinion, but it is kind of based on experience too, and just being a musician my entire life, like piano lessons and
Yeah.
all that. It all adds into all that stuff. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
I remember there being a little bit of like lyrical stuff, but I think it was kind of like it was like me just trying to make something that would sing
Yeah.
nice and easy,
Yeah.
and you being like, no, it has to say this.
Yeah, I know.
It has to,
I
the
have
intention is this.
yeah, I have a tendency to shoehorn, like if the idea of the lyrics doesn't fit the melody, I will wrestle that melody away from it. Like Benny hates that. Benny, it's like one of the things that drives Benny crazy. But he's like, no, I don't know how you did this. And I'm like, no, there's a cadence there. There's a rhythm. There's a meter. And he's like, I don't get it. Like, because it broke away from where.
I really appreciate you telling Nick who's the lead singer. I have used that now.
No,
so many times.
We quote that so much to each other.
Because sometimes I've been in that situation though, where like sometimes the vocalist is in there and he's kind of doing his thing, and it's like what sort of comes naturally, and sometimes it's like if it doesn't really like change the thing, but that's what he's feeling, then like that's probably what it should be. So that was kind of where that kind of angle came from.
Yeah, no, I learned a lot about that. It was a really cool experience. Yeah,
hell yeah. And honestly though, when I got the demos from you guys, it was sort of difficult to pinpoint exactly who was singing when. And I didn't really realize how much you sang until like you got here and we started like, getting into the vocals. So it was like, oh no, I sing that part. It was like, oh, okay, cool. But
yeah.
like,
Benny and I kind of have like if we get aggressive, it
it's
veers
a similar,
into the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a similar aggressive tone sometimes. And coming from doing the two vocalist thing, like it was cool to like have those moments where we're going back and forth and you can kind of tell the difference in your camber and stuff, where on like a warehouse demo, I couldn't tell at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can
All
I
right, sorry, we keep
1 second?
sidetracking you guys. You guys are allowed to talk too. Me and Nick are just hanging out sidetracking
Yeah.
over here.
I just want to break you for a minute because we have a mystery guest who's popping in for just a few moments. Benny, this is for you. Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, what's up?
How's it going?
Yo,
Brandon messaged me today and he was like, do you remember when Benny barged in on my interview? And I was like, yeah. He's like, it's my turn.
Benny barged in on a lot of interviews on this podcast.
I know, but Brandon's was one of them.
Yeah, I won't stay long, not to interrupt, but wanted to tell everybody hi and
What's up,
hello,
Brandon?
Roger.
how's it going, man?
It's going well. How are you?
Excellent. I'm great. Just had Fest. I enjoyed hanging out and watching our Joker's Republic boys perform.
Yeah, I had a present for you, and then they said that you got one of the Fest variants.
I did. Yeah,
So
I did.
I
Yeah.
had a quad black and white for you because I
Oh,
was going to
sick.
give you one of the ones that the Boy Detective got as well. So they kind of match, but
Awesome. Well, maybe next time. I did also grab their playing cards, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
Oh, I
that's-
just
that-
grabbed
that-
a set of
Oh,
those
I didn't know
too.
that
Nice.
existed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
it goes with y'all's cards that y'all just got, right? So
yeah, those
Absolutely.
J cards rule, by the way.
Oh, thanks,
Oh,
man.
Yeah, been having a lot of fun with those. That's fun.
Absolutely. Super fun.
Brandon, it's good to see you.
you as well. Your voice sounds
Like-
Awesome.
Like
Thank
one of
you.
the Simpsons smoking sisters, kind of.
yeah.
Thank God it's 2 weeks before our big shows. That would be sucky. That would sure. I just sound like a death metal singer. That'd be fine.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be too far off. I don't.
not too much. I'd make it.
No,
Since we have, so
we-
Brandon,
sorry.
we have you
Okay,
here.
go on.
Oh, who's talking? I'll shut up.
No,
Oh,
I
go
was just gonna
ahead.
say no.
Us-
So we went out and we did a couple days with Five Iron Frenzy a couple months, about a year ago, and the next morning after the first show, Benny comes down to the hotel lobby and we're sitting eating breakfast, and he goes, "Hey guys, good morning," and we're like, "Oh my god!" He goes, "No, it'll be fine by later." We're like, are you kidding me? Like, you take it easy. So we get to sound check, and he's just like full volume Benny at sound check. We're like, what are you doing? And he muscled it out. So he gets through this.
He rallied. I remember driving
Yeah.
because we all had a caravan down. We had to stop at like some gas station to get some straws from to kind of do like the singer stuff. And oh my god, yeah, that was I was nervous all day for that.
Yeah, he rallied though. It
Mhm.
was unexpected, but he did it. So in 2 weeks,
So
he'll
you'll be
cool.
fine by tomorrow.
I'll be great. I'll be angelic by 2 weeks. It'll be the best vocals I ever had. I'm cocooning right now. That's what's happening.
Is that what it is? So Brandon, how I guess did you have any part of? Obviously, you were putting out the record.
I had nothing to do with any of it. I
So-
was trying to get someone else to do the record. No offense, Roger. But that's before I knew that, obviously Roger was an option. We were trying to go with Chris Fogel at Black and Bloom. And Benny, called me and was like, "Hey, I think Roger's on the table with this." And it's like, well, that's awesome, unexpected. And even after that, was trying to at least get Fogel to mix and or master it. He does the majority of Punkerton stuff, and yeah, and of course, I think I heard Joker stuff before I heard y'all's final stuff, right? So I was like, well, and I mean, obviously, I didn't expect it to not sound, great, but definitely had full expectations that it would either way. But after hearing that Joker's record, it was just like, yeah, this is gonna be great, So, and it did. It for everybody who's watching this record it's good. It's good. Like, no offense to band and art theft, but this is just a whole nother level, I think. So
We agree.
Yeah, this record, I just gave it a scan because it's been a minute, because I kind of step away from stuff after I've stared at it for months. But yeah, like I was like, oh yeah, this riff, oh yeah, this lyric part, oh this horn line. I was like, it's a well balanced, it's an aggressive record, man. There's some aggression on this record. It's awesome.
I had one complaint about the record that I don't think I expressed to the band except for
Yeah, hit me
Benny.
with him.
You know what I would say, Benny? What my one complaint was?
Is it a track?
It's not
title?
long enough.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's not long enough. It's like, I was like, come on, we got to get just a little bit. No, I feel like, yeah, I haven't listened to it in full since, pretty much since I plugged everything in to distro, and I put it on, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, and I was like, this is good. It's a good record. It's fun. It's aggressive. I'm currently working on a video for TANGC, and I think it might end up being my favorite video I've ever worked on. So I would have brought a clip for you, but it's not quite there yet. So
It's
It's
really
cool.
It's really cool, everybody. Please be on the lookout for watching it. Sorry, my voice sucks.
no, I'm glad. Well, you know, I've done videos for them before, lyric videos even, and like, you know, like Nick's like the king of silence and not saying anything in the chat. And I'm just like, I'm like talking, I'm like messaging Benny, like, oh, please tell him to
But-
say something. Like I need feedback, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether he hates
also
it, whether it's cool.
I'm also the king of working 12 hours a day and having kids, and like it's so yeah. So I do apologize if I'm ever not as
it's me, like, since this is
responsive.
all I'm doing,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just like waiting around at the, you know, phone waiting for some sort of feedback. Well, yeah, also because of that, like I'll spend a bunch of time doing it, and I'm like, I don't want to get too far in if you absolutely hate it, you know, like it's just,
No,
you
yeah,
know.
I'm excited about this when this one came out. It makes the song even more aggressive, which is how I wanted it. So hell yeah. So it's
Yeah, feedback's
yeah, no, I'm pumped.
been good so
Yeah.
far. So
What song were we talking about? Cops?
yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
What's
I'll
up?
I'll DM you or someone, either one of y'all, or I can DM you the work in progress. I just updated it. There's maybe like a day left on it. But I'll spoiler. So you remember the VH1 pop-up music videos where they would like play the video and then like
Yeah.
random facts with little icons would pop up?
Mm.
It's like that. So it's like an episode of Cops meets pop-up video.
It's
And
the video the world needs right now. I'll put it that way.
it's so over the top that like even when I'm putting the work in progress like up on YouTube, it's getting flagged. So you have to be 18 or older to view it, and it's, you know, because of excessive violence, right? But like it's literally using news footage, and so that's kind of a, you know, I don't want to get too much into everything, but it's kind of a, it says a lot about, you know, what you wrote in your song and what's going on in the world. And so it's a little crazy, but I think the spin, as soon as I said that to the band, I was like, I have this idea for this video. They were all on board for it. So
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
For the
Roger.
listeners, when will that video drop?
it's going to drop on release day. So
Oh, yeah.
Which is the 7th,
November
correct?
7th. Yeah.
Nice.
So I was curious. I was going to ask Roger, the Boy Detectives last album, I want to say, you guys correct me, you had 40 different Easter eggs on that one or references to other ones. So did they try to sneak in any Easter eggs or any references to emo or pop songs in the 90s on this one?
Oh yeah, there was mention of that all the time. Wasn't there stuff like that? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I
There's kid-
remember there's some stuff that that did get changed that we were very, very explicitly referencing Beer by Real Big Fish at one point, and that part got pretty drastically changed in the recording process. I'm trying to think what it's not as extensive and on purpose as Art Theft.
I think
because Art
I
Theft
think the
was very
piebald
conscious.
is the biggest
Yeah,
one.
Piebald's the
Piebald
biggest one,
is the
probably.
biggest one. Yeah. Now I remember the Real Big Fish thing. Sorry about drawing
Yeah.
up.
No.
No,
It was a placeholder horn part, and we were just like, okay, it's kind of cool, but no. And the horn part that you replaced it with is fucking sick.
It's
So
been
the
way
horns came
improved.
out. Yeah, it's way better. Not than Real Big Fish, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of anything else. The Piebald's a big one. That whole song kind of is about listening to a Piebald song and realizing that all your other shit is stupid. I'm trying to think other. There's got to be other things, but I don't have like an itemized
there's
list.
like just some lyrics too. There's some lyrics that like flash back
Okay.
to something else.
I will tell you a secret.
Ooh.
The track 2 is called Haunted House, and the original title of that song was the stupidest shit you've ever heard, but it was called I Want to Fuck You in a Haunted House by 9 Inch Nails. That was the whole title of the song. And I said that's a much better tweet than a song title, because there's no way that adding "by Nine Inch Nails" into your song is going to get into Spotify or get into any streaming service without getting flagged. But I thought that was a funny joke, and we were just like, oh, let's just call it a haunted house, because that's kind of what your body turns into as you grow old.
There was
But, yeah,
there's an obvious madness.
Oh yeah, that one's big.
Beginning, yeah.
There's that. I'd have to go like track by track to like point them out, but I guarantee you they're there because
Don't
that's
give
on my
them all
brain
away.
waves.
You need to let people find them, right?
Yeah, I didn't know there was like a quota. They didn't tell me that. Look, we have to have
Oh,
X
no, no,
amount
no.
of Easter eggs.
No, I said I had like a 4-page like Word document with like footnotes of all of like the weird references and art theft and all those.
Do
Yeah,
not
I
have
saw
that
that
because
actually.
they'll-
You sent that to me because I needed to know that, like for legal purposes and just in case. And you're like, there's so many. Like it's an entire.
What were we
document,
looking at? Because the chorus to Date Night was lifted entirely from the Telegraph or Scholars song. It's called Head First Feet First, but then Just Me, Just You. And every once in a while someone gets that and they're like, oh dude, the fucking Telegraph. And I'm like, yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I felt like the first time we played it, I think that some of the guys from Suicide Machines were at the show, and I had to call it out. I said, hey, this goes to all of you like old head Detroit ska fans. And then we did that, and then the trombonist for Telegraph was at the show and came up. He goes, dude. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, there's like things like that I felt I needed to call out, and then that was kind of what made us call that album Art Theft, to just be like, dude, this is what we're doing. Like, we're gonna reference a lot of goofy shit, and it's very on purpose.
Now we had Benny was on our podcast before and had gone through and explained where the name of the album came from. But Roger, I would love to hear your version of the story if you remember where the name came from.
And that happened while you guys were here, right? While we were here, it was like it was like a line in a song that was like misunderstood or something. Like, I misheard it. I don't remember exactly, but
so one of the lines in TANGC is abuse some or frame some teenagers before my discount lunch.
Oh yeah, that's it. Discount lunch.
And he turns to us, he goes, what's disco lunch? And we were in the other room. I think he said it to Benny, and we were in the other room, and we were like, holy shit, that's funny. And we were laughing, and then we kind of just like, oh, the art could be this, and we kind of it just shot us off in a direction we never thought we were gonna go.
I think they had the artwork done like before the next morning. Like it was like,
we had it planned out.
You guys were super into it. But yeah, that's what it was. It's the way that you sang it, or the way that it came across. It just didn't get all the syllables. Discount lunch, disco lunch. Yeah,
that was the huge thing you and I would work on, was you making sure that the words that I sang were the actual words. I remember that.
Well, you got to hear the punchlines. You got to, there's some like crafty vocals and some funny bits almost, and some, and then there's times when you're really saying stuff that really, really matters, and you got to have the enunciation. It's like, I don't know, there's certain records where you can get away with it being a little screamy, if you will, where the words matter less or something. But you guys, I feel like the lyrics are like a huge part of the hook. It's like what you're saying is good. It's saying something, and it's also funny at times. And sometimes it's like funny in a super hidden, like I have to decipher this out kind of way, which is fun as a listener. So I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
Disco
No,
lunch.
I
think it's great. It's like nobody else has a record called that. You know what I mean? Like it's very unique. It's very you guys. And I'm stoked that just happened like super organically like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know that like when I'm trying to I remember the last batch of singles they had. It took me a second to like get used to the things that Nick would name his songs, and there were a lot of references, and I'm like, really, like, what is and then of course when they told me American Farts was going to be a title of a song, I was just like, while I can appreciate it, I'm trying to think of it as from like a marketing standpoint, or a way to like, is someone gonna want to pick this up on the radio or whatever it may be, right? Like just trying to make it a little bit more palatable. But I think I realized pretty early on that like Nick's
American
smarter
flat-
than all
American-
of us, and it's
American
just
flatulence doesn't sound as good.
Sounds better than European flatulence, that's for damn sure.
All right.
got-
I for one like the long song titles.
Yeah, there was when when Band came out, there was like a something reviewed it, and they mentioned like, oh, the song titles are long and really funny and clever. And I showed my wife, and she goes, God, he's gonna get worse because of this. Like,
Stop fueling this fire.
He worked so hard on this, and you complimented it. Now it's gonna get worse. Yes, fueling this fire. Yes.
I heard somebody on I don't remember what it was last week. They were talking about like if there was some sort of ska award show like for song titles that you would win every year. And yeah, I was like, yeah, that's fair.
I kind of took it easy on this album. Like I said, I explained Haunted House. There's a lot of reasons that the songs are shorter titled. They're like, it just kind of happened that all of these weren't gonna have elaborate titles. I think I was trying to figure out a way to muscle in that quote from Naked Gun where he's talking about a freak blimp accident as the title to Goodyear, and none of it wouldn't work. It was just like, so I was just like, fine, Goodyear's fine. Like, but yeah, it's not for lack of trying. There was a lot of like, just none of these songs, these were just the titles of these songs. So this album just kind of has a bunch of shorter ones, but they're no less, I think, clever. But
I sort of remember like when we were in the final stages of naming, when we were like in the Discord, when you were starting to like pare down the names and they were short. I was confused and kind of like disappointed about it. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, all these songs happened. I'll tell you. So like Beth Truss, but the original Beth Truss was originally, the way I wrote it was back when Ben and I were doing like easy core, like set your goals bullshit. And the song was 2 parts, and it had a big like 1.5 minute long intro with a sample of Beth Truss from Better Off Dead breaking up with Lane. It was the breakup scene in that movie. And so the intro to that song was called Beth Truss. And then it went into a song called God, this is fucking pretentious. Somebody Shoot Me While I'm Happy, parentheses, being alive is a crock of shit, which is like a multiple Kurt Vonnegut quotes put together. And obviously that's much easier to say Beth Truss. So Benny always just referred to the whole package as Beth Truss. So it just kind of over a long time just became Beth Truss instead of that long, pretentious Kurt Vonnegut quote.
Hold on. There's also a dual to this. I have to write the set list. And if you ever try to set, so like scabies is scabies. Like I'm not gonna like go into that, but yes, every time Nick does this, and then the best part was and he decided while we were recording to switch 2 of those songs that have very long titles. So for about 6 months, we were all confused if this was astronauts or if it was Applebee's forever.
Horniness,
yeah.
Oh, horniness or
yeah, it was horniness.
Still confused.
So confused.
Yeah, we're still confused. To be fair,
I
he
still
writes
don't know the
something on
title.
the set list, and I'm just like, "What song is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's it's the D minor." Okay, cool. It's a problem.
I also don't like S's, so everything is Z's, which Nick loves. So
That explains a lot of texts I get from you then.
Yes. It's hard to explain those texts, but this goes a little bit of the way towards it.
When there's so many people in here, it gets real quiet because
I was gonna say, Eric felt like he was like just glitching.
I'm glitching in general.
It's just how your head is.
It's just my natural like knee. So,
but yeah, no. So the song titles just kind of happened. This is just what these songs were titled. Like TANGC is a reference to like ACAB, but obviously just slightly different. What Are You, the Shoe Police is a line from Super Troopers, but it also references a lot of the things I'll just like jokingly yell at my children, which is what that song's not yelling at your children, but raising children. That's what that song's about. Buckley Smiles, another Vonnegut quote about a politician in the 70s who was just like glass-eyed behind his smile, but he had this big politician smile. With the trying to think what else has like a Goodyear's easy. Too Dad Too Worse is the stupidest joke in the world. Because that song was it was originally on the first album in like this weird like 3/4 trying to sound a lot like Weezer version. And we reworked it into like this weird party rock song that works really, really well. And I was like, okay, cool. It's like a Fast and Furious sequel. So we'll just call this one Too Dad from Worse or something. And then it just became Too Dad Too Worse, which makes zero sense other than after hearing this long ass explanation for it. Goodyear, Haunted House I explained, Beth Truss I explained.
Oh,
what's the first song?
The first track was originally called Theme Song from a Willis Barn, but then it moved to Ida, so it then became Theme Song from an Ida garage. But yes, same.
Yeah, and that in itself is a Lifetime reference because they have that song called Theme Song for a New Brunswick Basement, and they're one of my favorite bands of all time. So that's a reference to Lifetime.
I would say Theme Song for me personally. Theme Song and Hatchet are probably my personal favorites. But I've also seen you perform them live. So like when the Boy Detective comes out and Theme Song starts and everyone's like, the Boy Detective is a whole like, group experience, which makes that like one of my favorites. Do you guys have favorite songs? Anyone have a favorite or songs that are their babies on the album?
I really like Too Dad. I think that's the most fun to play just because we made a very conscious effort to make that one as just balls to the wall as possible, because like once that's the only song on the album with an acoustic guitar, and it's also the one where the drums are just pummeling. Zach was like, I'm gonna do so fucking much in this song, and we're like, hell yeah.
And he did.
It's if you like listen to that, this like it's there's never a break in what he's doing.
Favorite?
Yeah, that's
go ahead.
Yeah, what's your favorite to play, Ricky?
Oh god, I don't know. It's probably tied for 3. It's probably Goodyear, it's probably Too Dead Too Worse, and then also Shoe Police, just because mostly Shoe Police just for like the emotional like content of it. I remember like being at practice and Nick demoing the end of that, and it just like hitting hard. Just for, it's if you're a dad, like I don't know, you get it. I love those lyrics and I love what that song's about. So probably those are my 3 favorite.
Yeah, that one's hard to pull off live. We did it once and I think people were just like, what is this band doing? I think it's kind of a departure for us because there's no ska in it. It's like power pop into like a breakdown.
Smashing Pumpkins part.
Yeah.
But I think it's an awesome way to end the record.
Honestly. I agree.
Yeah. I think Beth Truss is still the hookiest one and the one that stays stuck in my head. The lyric of it and just the horn line is great, and it just has a good snap to it. I don't know. It's got it's a bop, as the kids say. It's a bop. I think it's super strong.
Yeah,
it's like that whole Dropout that and you're 1,000 miles away. Like it's such
it's huge
chant.
It's relatable too. Like the lyrics, I don't know, it makes sense. I like that one a lot.
I think my favorite is the drastic difference from Ricky's. I love American Farts so much because it's so short, which is awesome. The group chants at the end are pretty impressive. And then on top of that, like everybody has felt that where you've been with somebody that you just want to stay in that moment with the windows down and a song just blaring. American Farts is my favorite.
Spent last night in another stupid fight. No one was wrong, but fuck if anyone was right. When we're on the highway, doing 75, the windows down and the radio up, screaming, hey, you're part of it, and I wouldn't trade this for the world. It doesn't matter where we've been, it's where we're going. We miss
So we were talking a little bit about like hooks and like chants and everything, and I love that you have those planted in there. And I imagine this comes sort of having a producer, having an extra kind of hand to give another opinion. How is that whole process of like putting that together and like putting your ideas for this record like different from like your earlier recordings? Like if I recall, you guys started off with Band in the Bathtub, which is like a very at home and kind of DIY sort of experience. Um, yeah, how was the experience different between recording with Roger and like the first time around that you're putting together your early works?
Yeah, so we recorded Band from the Bathtub like dead in the middle of the pandemic. I think I got a notification that our drummer at the time texted me and he was like, "Hey, I recorded some drums." We were like, "Oh, I guess we're gonna do this." Like it was kind of a surprise. But he knows enough. He was actually very, very good at recording and very good. He had a good space. He had a really nice drum set that he knew how to tune and play. So he kind of just tracked it. And then his friend Adam Mandarino is his name, and he mixed that for us. So I would come in and we would like stay apart, but I would he would sit on one end of the big kind of barn and I'd go to the other and do guitar. Betty was the bassist at that time, and we were kind of shifting into like all of this ska stuff. And so we had gotten a bassist, but he wasn't really playing with us at the time. I think Ricky filled in on a show. Our first show we ever played,
was you
Ricky
guys?
filled in
Yeah,
on bass.
the OG.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because again, we were shifting away from into Benny singing and not playing bass. So that album kind of just came together as we social distance and wrote that and sent it different tracks to one another and sent it to Adam. And Adam's great. Adam is nuts. Like he knows really how to mix, how to get good sounds out of what we did. But then the next one we went with my one of my wife's best friends, one of my best friends. His name's Steve Warsler, and it was down at a studio in Toledo, which is actually in Matt Caracas from Citizen's garage, his home studio that he built when he got like his solo record money from the record label. So he built a studio, and we had the good luck to be able to record there. It's a good sounding space, and Steve really knows what he's doing with drums, especially drums. So he got our, again, this was not Zach. So Zach, it was kind of a, what do you call it? He's our second newest member, even though he's been with us for almost 2 years. But so this was our original drummer, did Art Theft as well, and he went in with Steve, and we got through that process. But that was a really fun time. So we kind of gradually moved up from a garage doing it ourselves to a garage where we weren't doing it ourselves. We were working with someone with a lot of really good equipment and really good knowledge. And then to step up was the next logical step, to step up to, working with Roger and his really cool sounding home studio, his insane amount of knowledge and musical gear. And it was awesome. It was like just a really cool, we've had this kind of decent progression from DIY to working with, is Eric Taft, is he like Grammy nominated mixing? Like that's insane. Like, I don't know how we managed to get here, but it's been awesome.
I think the biggest difference just between Roger and Steve is like Steve was kind of a step up in terms of just access to equipment and sort of like more professional sounding recording. But like Roger had the ear, which was the biggest addition. There was a lot of guidance he offered in terms of really subtle nuance, like really listening to other parts and playing off of what's there, and just like really, really subtle things like playing more percussively to try and add dynamics. It was really subtle things. And then that paired with even like more drastic structural changes. Like I know when we went into the studio, TANGC, the verse was like originally just D the whole way through. And then Roger was like, "Oh, let's change this like one chord to a C." And I remember like panic texting Nick. I was like, "Oh, is this okay?" But like Nick said, like we went down there kind of just trying to be open and ready to like learn and be guided. And I think that was the biggest takeaway, was just having sort of a master of the art helping guide and shape things.
But you guys came in at the perfect time, because like if we had done something, 3-4 years ago, like earlier, like before the first record, then I would have just been trying to get the songs done. But you guys,
Yeah.
all, like especially you, Ricky, man, you're a killer bass player, man. I've been playing bass for 30 years. You're awesome, man.
Thanks.
So like the fact that you guys are in there and you're all really good players, it gives us that opportunity to go to that next level and be like, hey, you see this subtle accent that he's doing on the hi-hat here? Copy that during this verse part with that bass note. Put that note in when that happens. And all these little, like really kind of small things, but you can't really do that if you can't like get through the song, man. So like that's just the level that you guys are at, that you can go into that next layer and really lock in some of that stuff that contributes to the feel and just makes it sound like humans interacting with each other instead of just a song. You know what I mean? Like it's like music on like a deep level.
No, that was like by far my biggest lesson. Is like I thought I listened pretty carefully, like whenever I will like create bass demos, but like just so many of the tiny things you pointed out and heard that like I wasn't even cognizant of, like just such small like dynamic things. Like I got to try and take that like forward. And I think, I don't know, it was just a really cool learning experience.
Well, that's what it was always like for me going to make a record with a real producer too, man. I learned a shit ton. So I think that that makes me feel really awesome because like, yeah, I want to make a good recording. You know, I want the thing to sound good and I want the songs to be, where they're supposed to be. But it's ultimately about the experience that we're having together in that time and the stuff that we're learning. And I mean, I learned a bunch from you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't think to go to this part after this. It's a different kind of music for me too. So that's the best part about making a record together on this kind of like cooperation kind of way. Hell yeah.
It's interesting, Roger, that you said there's like it felt different to you because it almost feels like there's a little Less Than Jake influence that I could kind of hear coming through.
Oh, there
Well,
definitely is.
There's some stuff. There's some stuff, but I don't think that it's like on face value, it's not. It's just like, these guys are coming up with the chords, they're coming up with the lyrics, they're coming up with the attitude that is of their own. I think if anything, where we spent the most time on the record was refining the horn parts and making the horn, recording really, really solid. And I do think that when I hear the horn parts, I hear a little Less Than Jakey in the horn parts, but I don't think that's true for like the vocals and the attitude and the guitar playing and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I guess it's a ska guitar, but that doesn't really count,
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of producing. That's kind of like your brush strokes that you're applying to this art.
A little bit, man. Sometimes the harmonies that I'm hearing are the ones that I kind of default to and things like that. But ultimately, I'm trying to serve the song, and these guys, it's their record. Once they leave the studio, it's out of my hands, so they have to love it. So I'm always very like conforming to whatever it's going to be that's going to help the song and make everybody happy also.
I'm curious, Roger, what is your advice to bands who are just starting out that can't necessarily afford to go to a producer yet? They have to start somewhere,
geez. Yeah, just play the songs 1,000 times, but then write more songs. Like just keep writing more and more songs. Like don't I think I remember bands that have like 10 songs for like 3 years. It's like don't do that. Like keep moving forward, keep writing more stuff, and just like you'll just keep improving. It's kind of like casting a really wide net. If you write 50 songs, there's going to be like 10 better ones than if you just write 10. You know what I'm saying? So just like write a lot of material and get through it and just play live together and listen to each other. Listening to each other is the most important thing. It's shocking how often like there'll be something real simple like a guitar is doing a lead or something and it's like, dude, that's a second against the vocal. Like that's clashing. Like you got to listen to what he's singing. What are the notes he's singing? You know what I mean? Not just like, I love this guitar part. No. You got to like really listen to each other. And I think that's like something that you learn in the first like 10 years of being a band. It's a big lesson.
Benny's laughing at me. that was something I was like, I think you did that to me a couple of times where I was just like, oh, this is the guitar part. You're like, no, that note's a second. And I'm like, what do you mean?
I've been playing it like this forever. Like,
we've been playing like this. It sounds fine. No, it doesn't. No, and that's like that. That's you gain that from all of the years of playing piano, of playing all of the stuff that like there's certain things that you hear that I don't. And it's like things like that made this record a really cool like it's the word I'm looking for, but like a stew, a gumbo. Like everyone kind of like threw in a little bit and helped each
Goulash.
other out, and it was awesome. Yeah,
I like goulash.
goulash. Yes, let's go.
I
Hungarian.
don't know if goulash and gumbo was quite the same thing.
No, I don't think
They
so
both start
either.
with G though, so I think if that's what you're going for.
Yeah, you should make a song about goulash. Just saying.
Got a stew going, baby.
Good stew. It's a good stew. Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, I don't know it all, but I just
Yeah.
kind of like we just try to do the best that we can in the moment, you know. And it's like at the end of the day, we had X amount of days to make the record, so that means Benny had to sing this many songs in this many days, and we had to do this many guitar parts in this many days. So we had to get through it no matter what. And I feel like the whole experience is just like, yeah, we're stoked on it in this moment, and then you move forward.
Yeah. No.
I-
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
we
baby.
we didn't get to hear what Brandon's favorite song is.
Oh,
Oh,
I
bailed.
I don't really
know.
have a favorite.
He hasn't listened to
Oh, I like most of them. No, I really do actually like Buckley Smile a lot. I don't know if it's because Roger's singing on that one, and
Oh, I
just
forgot
kind of
about that. God, how did they talk me into that? How did that happen?
That was the
Oh,
best
I
conversation.
remember now.
Well,
I
because
I
you
would
remember.
I would say
you had to-
spoiler alert, but like everybody should have probably already seen that already. But I felt like that song in particular. Honestly, I actually wanted that to be one of the singles. I was like, come on, guys, you really gotta come on. Let's. They didn't want it. It ended up it's gonna be it's the focus track. So when the album drops, that's the one that Spotify and the Orchard and everything is pushing. But um, at least there's that. Which in hindsight, I kind of wish it had have actually been TNGC since there's a video for it. But whatever. um, I really do like American Farts, even though the name makes me uncomfortable. No, I what Benny said earlier about that, I just felt like that is like the perfect sort of, I don't know, it's like a road trip song that's not long enough. Good Year on a personal level, I think for me, I'm just like it hits. Um, I mean, Beth Truss is great. I feel like Beth Truss is probably the most catchy song on the record. Like I could see a lot of people, especially since, it's an older song. I think that people will sort of, especially if they find that out, they'll just inherently sort of gravitate towards that one. Um, and I think that, well, like when y'all played in Columbus a few weeks back, um, you only played a handful of the songs, correct? Right? If I remember
I
correctly.
think we're playing like 2 or 3 maybe off the new album right now.
Yeah, yeah. I know you played Goodyear, and it was Goodyear, I believe. Is that-
Goodyear and Farts and Betruss we played.
Did we not play Two Dad?
And Two Dad, sorry.
You
four.
did, yeah. Um, I think Goodyear had like the best. The crowd was into that one. It felt like the most, which was cool. Just to see. Um, so like I think overall, like I don't know. From when I heard like the first like demos, um, Benny was like hell bent on convincing me, like, these songs are gonna be great. You're gonna, just trust, like, don't even worry how the demos sound or whatever. And I was like, dude, I can already tell before, like, I've been doing this long enough. I can like listen to a demo and go, yeah, that's gonna be a good song. Like, however it ends up being fleshed out, this hook is great. Like, how the vocals are on this part, how the horns, even if they got changed up a little bit, like you can just kind of tell if a song is going to be, if it's going to be a good song, if it's going to be a catchy song, how it's going to sort of come out. Honestly, I think the biggest surprise for me was the fact that I like TANGC so much. That's probably become honestly my favorite, and not just because of the last 2 days of working with it. I feel like that is going to be I think that's gonna be. I don't know. I feel like that is a song people need to hear. Um, just sort of like the tongue in cheek of it will make it more accessible to people, and that might open up some conversations and some dialogue. And I don't know. So yeah, I'm it's weird, seeing other how people will react to different singles as they come out and how they're going to react to the when the record drops, having like obviously listened to this thing for months and months and months already, and but yeah, think people are going to be in for I think people who have been fans of you for a while are going to be in for a really nice surprise. It definitely is different than Art Theft. A lot more I feel similarities to Band, which obviously like the Boy Detective knows, like Band is my favorite, and they play a song that they don't ever play. If like I'm in the crowd, they'll play a certain song, and I feel like it's got everything that I love that they do, like that, like the first time I heard them, and yeah, I'm excited, and honestly, like it's cool that you know everybody's been so receptive to it, and I'm excited for you guys. I think that you know here in like 2 weeks, it's gonna be or whatever, however, whenever.
Days.
What day is it? I don't
Next
even know.
Friday.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing in support of this album out of curiosity? You got anything going on? Any mini tours?
You don't say. Ben, you want to spit this one out, or
Please, Nick, if you could.
okay, I got it. I'm gonna get the dates wrong because I don't have them right in front of me, but I think November
The 13th, 14th, 15th.
13th. Okay, so November 13th, we're playing in Toledo with Jay Navarro and the Traders, Frank White, Dads on Couches, and Saban, which is a very young ska band from Cleveland that we're really excited to like take out a little bit because they're a lot of fun. They're doing really cool stuff.
I just want to stop you for 1 minute and plug that we had them on the podcast a few weeks ago.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ago, and I think everyone should give that episode a listen because they're awesome.
Yeah, they seem pretty cool.
They're
So,
cool,
yeah, so they're playing with us in Toledo, but they couldn't play with us Friday because their drummer is still in high school. But it made me laugh. They were like, oh, okay, well, we can't make it to Kalamazoo on a Friday because we have to wait till he's out of school. We're like, oh, okay. Skip, you losers. Friday, then we are in Kalamazoo at Shakespeare's Pub with is that Brunt of It and Dance Contraption? Brunt of It dropped off.
Brunt of It is canceled out. You were with Dance Contraption and Reckless Rhythms, which is a
Reckless Rhythms. That's what it is. I'm so sorry. I don't have like the information in front of me.
You're doing so good though.
You're
I'm trying to pull it up.
Nick. I was gonna pull it up.
So that I'm like looking at it right, or trying to find it right now. So the next day is in Mount Pleasant at Broadway Theater with the Write Ups, Saban, and Badmouth from Flint, which is pretty exciting. We've been wanting to play with those guys for a little bit. And then Sunday we are ending in Detroit. We're going to do a really small basement show. So we're going to just try to tear apart a basement at a place called The Wastement with Middle Out, which is our label mates, and they're our good friends, and Dads on Couches and Saban again. So we're doing 4 days for that, and that's really exciting.
Besides that, you had a Saturday show that was announced today.
We do. We're playing that one, I think, December 26th with Mustard Plug and Devin Kay and Jay Navarro. That'll be a really fun one. St. Thomas. That's right. Academy. Yeah, St. Thomas Boys Academy. That's right. No, that'll be a really fun one. We played that last year. That was like one of the highlights of our year. So that's a lot of fun.
Does that wrap up the year? Do you have any other shows?
We may. I'm gonna wink, but not anything I can announce right now.
I think we can talk about a show that's happening close to me in April, because by the time I publish it will be announced.
Yeah. So we will be at This Is Not Croydon Fest, April 26th, I believe.
Sunday.
Yeah, which is the Sunday. So we'll be there for that, which we're really excited to be a part of. That's a big ska fest that's been on our bucket list for a little while. So that'll be in Bensalem, which is, I guess, pretty close to Philadelphia.
It's right on the border of Northeast Philadelphia.
Okay, hell yeah.
Great festival.
yeah.
We're actually going live with Jeremy tomorrow night on our YouTube channel to talk all about the festival.
Nice.
Whatever
Yeah.
he decides to announce tomorrow, we'll be talking about tomorrow night.
Can I
Yeah,
drop
so,
some news real quick too about
Yeah.
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
bad news and I hate to do this,
Oh, no.
but you remember back during the pandemic when everything was running late, for those who ordered the Boy Detective vinyl, I just want to break the news here. They are running about 2 weeks behind, and I just wanted to, apologize to everyone and thank them for being patient. We haven't announced it yet. We're about to, because we just found out. But yeah, but it'll be there, digitally, and everybody will be able to hear it when it drops. But unfortunately, yeah, we just got the notification. I don't know if anybody saw any of the stuff that was going on with Jokers. Theirs was late as well, and I was literally like having to do special deliveries to Fest. They literally got theirs like the day before they played. So just wanted to say I'm sorry. It has
Nope.
nothing to do with me, but it has everything to do with the state of the world right now, and it's unfortunate.
It will
So
be worth the wait.
Oh, for sure.
We promise.
oh yeah, and for those who are like listening, like this record, it's great. It's a really good record. So yeah.
If you get a record late and if you're able to come see the Boy Detective play this year, hopefully we play a lot of places. Come up and I'll get you something special for having to wait 2 weeks.
Ooh. Well, thank you, Benny.
Everybody's bombarding Benny now.
I know all of a sudden everyone's going to be
He's like,
coming up.
why did I say that?
I'm like beating myself up about this, and so like I already had like something that we were gonna be doing to sort of try to make up for it. Like it sucks because like there are people who were like banking on like their record being here on time, so they've ordered a few other, like maybe even like Jokers or something, right? Because they were gonna order them all together so they all ship at the same time, and so like now they're having to wait even 2 more weeks longer for theirs as well too. And like yeah, so but yeah, like along with what Benny said, like we'll do what we can to like sort of make it right. Yeah, it just sucks. So
And I
but they are
think,
coming like 100%, like I promised. Like they're coming for everybody who
not to speak for all Boy Detective fans everywhere, but I think the fan base is a loyal and pretty chill fan base, and we'll just be like, okay, I guess we're waiting a little bit longer. That stinks, but that's what life is right now. So,
well, I'll say, because like I'm not inherently part of the ska scene. It was always like punk rock for me, but like ever since I started working with the Boy Detective, and just the ska scene in general has been so amazing. Like I mean, from day one, I don't know, it's different. Like it's just super supportive and super like encouraging and just kind, and like it's been awesome. Like I love like that we're doing stuff with ska bands, and we just kind of like announced that we're gonna do the ska Punkerton, and it's gonna be great that like we'll have the Boy Detective and Jokers just kind of. And I saw your offer, Roger, by the way. Online, you're Roger. Yeah, we'll talk, because that'd be cool. That'd be great. But
I like making good records, man. It's kind of trippy for me being at Fest. I got a copy of the Joker's record, and then I got a copy of the SKAgazine record that I recorded the year before, late last year, and obviously the Boy Detective record's about to drop. So I'm kind of like at that stage where I'm like, well, what's next? Like, what other record am I gonna make? I've been fortunate that I've been kind of picky about what I'm putting my time into for the last few years as far as like producing projects. So I'm down.
That
I
was
really feel like
actually
it's a,
our question for you, was what was in the pipeline for you as far as producing goes, but it sounds like nothing right now.
yeah, just listen, Jake.
Okay.
Honestly, just working on Listen Jake tunes here for the next solid month. We're playing the Warp Tour, and we're gonna be together for a bunch of November. So just working on new songs, and just kind of doing that and kind of sniffing out what's going on next year. We're already a little bit busy, but I do want to find some other awesome band. I feel like it's a good time for there's like this younger fourth wave ska scene that's like it's kind of palatable, honestly. Like you can really feel it.
There's lots of good stuff coming out.
It really is.
One of your other bands reached out to me today, Lift It Riffs.
Oh, right.
Yeah. They said you just released their new single.
I did a couple of their singles. Yeah, they're a younger band. They're playing like pop punk. They're not really ska, but they're good. They're
Okay.
good kids. They got a
I
little
haven't
ska.
listened yet.
They
They
got
asked
a
me
little
to.
ska on a song. They're good kids. They're good kids. They're working it. They're a Gainesville local band. That's cool. That's awesome. They're working it.
So what else? Anything else anyone wants to throw out there that we missed?
I just think, the other thing about this record that's cool that I think is one thing that we didn't really touch on, everybody like kind of called out their favorite songs, is like, a lot of people don't make it through the whole record these days, you guys. Like maybe some of us listen to records differently. We actually start at the beginning and get to the end. A lot of people don't listen to records that way these days. And
I'm
I
a
feel like,
record girl. Yeah, I like
yeah.
to listen from start to finish.
Well, you know what I mean? A lot of people just listen to the single and maybe the song after the single or like, but they never get to like track 7. It's just like you can just see it on all the plays for all the records out there. But I feel like this record has a pretty cool arc as far as like wanting, and that kind of goes back to why it's so quote unquote short. It has a good arc to like listen to the whole thing. It has a like that. I feel like the end of the last song is like a reward in a way when it finally gets to this long, emotional kind of like it's like a serious part after a lot of kind of some funnier parts, some more lighthearted kind of music earlier. It's like a real serious part, and I feel like that gives it like this weight, and it's like the payoff at the end of the whole thing. Especially when then you go back to the beginning and you're like, oh yeah, it starts with this like madness thing. It's like it's a crazy journey, and I think that's why I think the record really works and why I'm stoked to be a part of it. I think what we ended up with, the sequencing of it, the songs that we chose, it all like has a cool journey. So
How many
listen to
songs
the
were recorded that were not included on the album?
Oh no, they're all on the album. But did we have like a couple more we picked from, or that they picked from, or
Yeah.
something like that? Yeah.
I'm trying to maybe one or two we had like written and could have been me. We ran into you were ready in April and we were kind of looking at like the end of summer. So we
Right.
were like, oh shit, okay, we got to get this together now. Like we thought we had time to just like sit on our hands and not do anything, and it turns out we didn't. So we were like, okay, shit. So we just kind of like really streamlined into a, like you said, what we feel is a really cohesive, really good flowing album. But no, we didn't record any B-sides.
My comment about it being too short, it just comes from a totally like selfish like perspective. Like I just like want more because I am an album, kind of person, and I'm like, let's get it as close to 40 minutes as we can. Let's fill up that vinyl record just all the way. And yeah, no, it's perfect. It's like the perfect length. It really is. When Benny was like, it's about 28, 29 minutes. I'm like, what?
I did one of those. It's about 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's literally exactly what you did. Like, I was like, it's not long enough, but it really is. And especially like coming off of those singles, to actually have like, and because the singles were kind of sort of all over the place as far as like, it wasn't like a big, this.
Yeah,
And also like
those were our
shout out to your
B-sides.
art, like the artist, like who did all the artwork, especially like if you buy like a record, especially the vinyl. Like the vinyl has the inserts, the lyrics, and everything. Like the CD isn't quite as intricate, but it looks amazing. And of course, we got the picture discs coming too, which are, at least from what they're telling me, from what they sent as the initial, pressing, like they're gonna look amazing too. And so, yeah, no, I think that kind of, I don't know, it's like the whole package, especially for like people who are still listening to full length albums all the way through. So
Brandon, when it comes to like Joker's Republic, they've had like those QR codes that brings them to like the separate website for like lyrics and everything. Do you have anything in the plans for that sort of bonus content for Boy Detective?
Well, so like I know that for the like the Bandcamp, we're gonna have like they'll like if they get it on Bandcamp when it drops, it'll have like the PDF for the like the lyrics and stuff. But like the Jokers are a whole different animal. Like I love working with the Jokers because they literally do all their artistic vision, and I do very little of it, which is completely different than probably everybody else that I work with. It was great that the Boy Detective was like, "Hey, we've got album art. Here's what we want. There you go." Like I would say 9 times out of 10, I do all of that stuff. So trying to juggle it and get everything, and make sure everything's sort of, correct and things like that. But it's different, when bands are, providing that they've hired an artist or, in the case of the Jokers Republic, they're related to, the person that did the artwork. And like the Jokers were really big on not wanting to put inserts for whatever reason, which, I was gonna, you know, do whatever the Boy Detective wanted, and as far as that. And I know that when we, the picture disc, it's gonna come in like this plastic thing. It doesn't have jackets. It's gonna have like these huge like oversized stickers of like the album cover on the plastic of the picture disc, which will be really cool. So I think everybody's gonna dig that.
Yeah, the art was all done by Margot Binkowski is her name. Margot Binkowski. And she's awesome. She did our t-shirt where my a cartoon version of my son is puking all over me. She did the art for our drummer's other band B Plot, and that was awesome. Like she kind of came to us with this whole package. Like she was like, "Oh, this is how I want the CDs to look. This is how this should look." And we were like, "Holy shit, this rules!" Like we didn't have to like, "Hey, we need the insert done now." She was just like, "No, this is my idea for the insert." She had it themed appropriate. It was awesome. Like she's amazing. We can give her contact info out if we need to, but she is
very
definitely
quick too.
hiring.
Like
Yes.
I know that
she's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, like very quick too. I'm like, hey, we changed our vinyl manufacturer like right through in the middle, and I was like, hey, we've got these new templates. Can we get these adjusted? And then boom, like same day, next day. It was so cool. Like
She's great.
It was that kind of stuff is like super helpful. So
yeah, nope, she's on her name's on the back of the album, so she deserves every bit of it. She did so much of what this album looks like, and was her. So
almost like the album art is a Easter egg of its own. There's like so much going on there that got to pick out.
a little bit, yeah. That was kind of how we came up with how we ran with Disco Lunch. We were like, oh, it'd be really cool if it was like a diner and we could reference all the song titles. Everyone, there could be a person with a big axe in it or a hatchet in his back. There could be a cop with no shoes. Like all this stuff just kind of all came together from us joking around about it. And she just like I said, again, just kind of took it and said, hell yeah, and ran with it.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but the cover is only like half the actual picture. Like there is more artwork, and I'll let, if y'all want to talk about what that is, that's up to you. But yeah, like there's more to it. Like it's like an entire like essentially a Where's Waldo type thing, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, we got those posters at our merch table.
So Roger, were you
come check them out?
or raising your hand? Which one
I'm
was it?
stretching, man.
Okay, I didn't know if you
Sorry.
had like the
I have
profound.
something to say.
I thought he was saying he was on the album cover.
He kind of is.
He actually is, yeah.
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 So what are you guys listening to nowadays? If when you get in your cars or whatever you're running around the house, what is heavy rotation for you guys?
I'll go say K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Is huge. Just like every other parent, I'm sucked into that movie, and it was awesome.
It sounds like a very dad answer.
Dude, the
I can
soundtrack
relate.
rules. No, but I was actually you kind of like snuck that question in before anyone really answered it. So I was looking at my like recently played on Spotify.
Oh,
And
even a good. So what is it?
So yeah, I'm looking at like 5 Seconds of Summer, which okay, I'm gonna tell you that I'm a sucker for like pop rock. Like I'm wearing a Taylor Swift shirt. So say what you will about her new album. I fucking love Taylor Swift. I'm looking at 5 Seconds of Summer. I'm looking at Lady Gaga Bad Romance Radio. Our friends from Seattle called Eep Oop just put out a new record that rules. If you get a chance to listen to that, it's robot themed, I guess. But Eep Oop is what they're called. Tainted Love Radio. I think I was building a treehouse listening to weird 80s new wave songs. Fine Young Cannibals is in there. Nothing Feels Good by The Promise Ring is in it. Then it shifted into like Jets to Brazil. So again, all of these disparate and notice I did not name a ska band. So somewhere in there is some, but then I have a whole playlist called that I call Yemenary, but it's all songs that sound like Lifetime and Paint It Black, like Dan Yeman's entire oeuvre. But that shit is like melodic hardcore, like that is my absolute favorite. That's my fucking jam.
Nick makes me feel like I've never listened to music. He has such like an eclectic, like this guy. It's nuts. Like I need to branch out more. I guess like I going back and forth between like my own music and like kid stuff. Like K-pop Demon Hunters is definitely the most.
Yes.
I've listened to all those songs so many
It's
times.
so
it's
good.
insane. And then I guess like other than that, like most recently, Hot Mulligan came out with an album earlier this year, which I can't stop listening to. I love that band. They're Michigan locals too. And then the Wonder Years, Dan Campbell, their singer, everything that dude has ever done musically, he's like my idol. They just came out with a remastered version of No Closer to Heaven. I've been listening to that a lot too.
Sorry guys.
Go Benny.
No, it's because I'm so sorry, listeners out there. So I've been listening to, God, this is bad. Can I just write it and somebody write it? Thank you.
Can we read for you?
Type it in the chat, Benny.
I don't listen to any of that stuff. I've been listening to Suicidal Tendencies.
Hell yeah.
Like
it says here the Barney soundtrack. That's what Ben wrote.
Can I
Hold
just
on,
say
Benny.
that as a parent, I am so happy that my kid listens to the same music as me, and I don't have to listen to that K-pop, whatever that was.
Dude,
It's
you're missing
actually
out.
not that bad.
It
There's a
is
movie,
insane
right?
how good it is. Yeah, it was like a Netflix movie that
I don't even know what it is. Yeah.
So we have K-pop and Suicidal Tendencies is what I'm catching so far.
Yeah.
Oh, and Barney. I forgot about Barney. Sorry,
And
Vinny.
Hot Mulligan and Wonder Years, yeah.
I literally don't listen to anything that isn't either something that's sent to the label to check out or something that's in demo phase or just our band, like our roster. Like I wish I could. Like there's a lot of bands that I really love, but it's like I have to like balance that. You know, occasionally I'll get down on something that is not, but like I literally
Yeah, Brandon, I have a really hard time with that. People are constantly messaging me like, check out my music, check out my music. And I feel like it's all I do. So, and I like other music, but
yeah, no, it's funny because they're talking about, you know, I just got somebody sent something from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I let Boy Detective hear it the other day, and I have been really into this, like, and I'm trying to find a studio for him, but it's like, I mean, I guess the last thing that I listened to that wasn't, you know, like Punkerton related was probably like the new Spanish love songs stuff. Like,
Yeah,
that's probably
Good stuff.
it.
That's time well
I
spent,
guess,
though.
you know,
Those
I look
guys
through
are
this and I'm like, oh yeah, that's all it is. So
So Benny is going with Dads and Couches. Good plug. Good
Catch
plug.
22 alone in the
Catch 22.
A crowd, alone in A crowd, Penny.
Hmm.
All right.
Which we had the opportunity to see them do that Supernova, which was
hell yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
We also had the
Did
opportunity
you
to
catch
see
that,
Justin
Rod? Were
Jacobs.
you there for that set on Saturday, or did you leave?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I missed it. Yeah,
Did you?
I caught. Yeah, I on shows like that where we're just flying out and just playing a festival kind of thing. It's yeah. Sometimes like catching a bunch of bands is just not part of the program.
Yeah,
What
so-
did you think of Supernova, though?
Oh, I thought it was awesome.
It was your first time playing, right?
Yeah, it was, and we've heard about it for so long. We've been invited many times. It was actually fantastic. It had a great vibe. It like wasn't too big, it wasn't too small, and I thought it was perfect. The great location, and yeah, it's all about the energy. The energy was great. The crowd
Yeah,
was there
I
to
feel
have a good
like
time, and
It's pretty comparable to Camp Pennsylvania, wouldn't you say? Like, not as far as size, but as far as how the festival is.
Yeah, I think so.
Very
It's kind of
DIY.
yeah, it's
chilled
kind of
out.
running that DIY kind of way, but it's, everything's legit and the sound was great. And that's all at the end of the day, like all I want to know is from my sound guy if it sounded good. And if he's like, yeah, it sounded good, then I'm happy. I don't care. I trust that.
We
Speaking
did
of
talk
super
to them
no-
after your set on a live, and we did remind them they should have crowd surf catchers.
We
Oh,
we
yeah.
appreciated your
barricade.
PSA. You make it to the front, you're just falling.
Yeah. Just be warned, man. They weren't prepared for crowd surfing.
They said they had an emergency at that time. It just so happened to be that way, but that was interesting. My 9-year-old was trying to crowd surf, and I was like, yeah, that's enough. You're going to just come over here with me.
Oh, let them live a little.
Yeah.
They bounce back. Just kidding.
You know, we just watched them go over the gate and hit the ground. And the next one would come over, thunk.
Speaking of Supernova, Roger, I was gonna say you signed this the CD for Jokers for me, so I
Excellent.
appreciate that. That
You
was
got
cool.
it. I got my vinyl yesterday, so super stoked on that, man.
Well, I didn't know that you would end up like possibly seeing them at Fest, and like I
Oh,
would have
yeah.
just been like, just do the vinyl, because like I try to get every time like I do a release, I try to get like everybody
So-
who's involved on it,
Fun
And
fact, just for your brain to know, which is crazy. The place that they play to at Fest is known as Heartwood. That is a building that used to be another recording studio that was built on to build that outside stage as where the Heartwood is. They played on the inside. That room on the inside is a built-out room of the studio that was known as Mirror Image. That's where Les and Jake recorded all of Hello Rockview, half of Losing Streak, all of Pescore, all of Grease, and like so many singles and stuff is in that same building, man, where they played. So it's like it's literally a mile away. I walked there, so it was like just such a trip to see them in that room, and I was like spinning on that in my own brain, just watching. Like, man, I was in here so many decades ago, like making music, and here these guys are shredded up. So it was trippy. Anyway,
That's cool.
Side note.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I have to go. Everybody,
Thank you, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
nice
Yay.
nice meeting you,
Later, good seeing
Roger.
ya.
Later, man.
Everybody
Good
have a
night,
good
man.
night.
Should have wore my tie for the corporate meeting. I didn't know.
I just thank you, everybody. Thank you, Roger, so much for
Yeah,
taking
thank you, Roger.
Yeah, you got it, guys. Stoked to see the record come out, guys. I really am, and I really think I really do think it's strong. It's a strong record. It's gonna propel you guys to the next one for sure.
Thank you.
And
Right.
thanks for doing the deep dive on the production stuff. I've been kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't have a band or I've just been kind of mentally tooling around with it a little bit, and so that part of it kind of interested me. So thanks for doing the deep dive. What's your weapon of choice? Your DAW of choice?
Oh, I've been on Pro Tools for like since 2000, so I'm a Pro Tools guy, and I really don't have anything very fancy. I just treat it like a tape machine. I don't really use it to do too much. I want to get it captured, right, as far as the tones go, and it is a crazy process, man. I was like super nerd about it for like 15 years, and now it's just kind of like one of those things where I just kind of have that in the back of my mind, that skill set, and I just kind of like turn it on when it's time to work. But it's a crazy thing that is never ending to get involved in, the studio gear and all that stuff, and I don't recommend it for anybody.
You know what? You did say you were picky about the bands that you work with or the music you produce. What's your message to bands that would want to do an album with you? What are
Oh
you
my
looking-
God, $80 million. No, I'm just kidding. It's like no, I just like, honestly, like these guys, if you look at some of the songs, like I kind of joked around, there's some sillier stuff here and there's some jokes in there, but they really are saying something on a lot of the songs. There's a lot of heart in a lot of these songs. You can tell that, that there's heart behind it. They care. And with the Joker's Republic record, it's a similar thing. They kind of have something to say. I think that's kind of like beyond me liking the music or the chords or whatever. It's like the message and the spirit is like a positive thing. I'm a positive guy. I want to like, bring everybody together and build everybody up. So when the music kind of like has that thing of inclusion, then I'm on board.
Where can bands contact you?
Oh, I'm available
Wow.
on the internet.
Oh, that's
I have
dangerous.
Instagram, Insta spam. I've got
Right through Instagram?
I do have a Facebook page for the studio. My studio is called the Moat House, and you can definitely find that if you look for it. And I do check that sometimes. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. We really do appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
Seeing you, Roger.
Thanks,
Thank
Roger.
All right.
Benny,
Nice
Nick,
seeing you
Ricky.
guys. Ricky, good to see you. Thanks, Nick. Benny, feel better, bro. Talk to you guys soon.
See ya.
All right.